Oh, yoink.
Why are their bags full?
Yo. Over the last 2 weeks, I've had more fun than I've had throughout pretty much my entire progression this wipe. After questing to max traders, finishing my hideout, and unlocking some major account upgrades along the way, I was feeling a little bit lost. Last wipe I had the biddy case to work towards, but this wipe I figured I'd just try to enjoy Tarkov as is, and it's easy to see in retrospect how that was really never gonna work, considering my favorite parts of Tarkov are centered around goal setting and loot acquisition, but I've seen so many other creators motivated by the average Tarkov experience that I figured I'd at least try to give it a shot. With no direction and big hits to loot across the board, I knew that this video had to be a lot more refined of an experience beyond simply just playing Tarkov. So I called back to a concept that I really enjoyed last wipe as well, the Intel Scav case 0 to hero runs. The goal was initially to run a full marathon with an Intel kit and hitting every single marked and rare room that I could along the way, but after a good 5 to 10 tries, it just wasn't feeling really feasible to complete this video without pushing it back another month. My very first attempt ended on ground 0 after clearing a 4-man and getting third-partied, which is my most recent short, so if you want to see that fight play out, you can check it out. I'm sure someone much better than me could make the full run happen, but the best I could manage was a ground 0 to customs run, and I found a Ledex on interchange before the run came to an abrupt end as I approached the dorms marked room. After selling off all the loot in my gamma, we still left the run with like 1.2 mil, leaving us 900k in profit, after you count out the cost of the intel. With that initial marathon plan in the bin, I reforged the concept into something a little bit more concrete. The rules are pretty simple. Zero out the cash stack, collect the loot from an intel scav case. If the intel loot contains a gun, you must use it, and you can pick whatever gun feels right in your heart if there is more than one, which there is a lot of the time. Sell the loot that isn't your chosen gun to buy meds, ammo, and gear, and then enter a raid with nothing but your intel kit, keys for the map that you chose, a serve kit, and a meal and propatil only to be used in the event of an absolute wide load of a loot haul. I decided you can make upgrades to your kit after you extract from your first raid, but it's definitely not in the spirit of the challenge to change your gun, so I would hope that in most cases you would keep it at least. With everything now established, I present to you the new and barely if at all improved Intel Scav Case Roulette 2.0. I did almost every Shoreline run at peak time on the first weekend that I was recording this, so there was much more opposition than I'd have liked going into raids with some kits that I wouldn't even qualify as a scav kit. I had another intel cooking in the background here, so right after that finished, I started upstream and we sent our first live Shoreline intel run instead of marathon, and we got probably the worst spawn. This might be the closest one to east, actually. As long as whoever spawns to the left of me by the Goons Tower doesn't like hard W key resort, I should beat everyone there. So the premise for this, before anyone gets too confused about it, I put an intel into the scav case. I take whatever comes out of it. If I get a gun, I have to use a gun. If I don't get a gun, I have to barter for a gun with whatever I can buy from the money that I get from the other items. So for this kid, I got like 200k worth of stuff and no gun. So I bartered for this Uzi and bought a rig. And I use keys. So like the general... What am I trying to say? I don't want to make it too hard for myself, so the idea that I cooked up is like, you're out of kits, you still have all your keys, you don't really have that much money, but you got an intel from a scav run, and you're gonna put it in the case, and you're gonna make the most of it, see how much money you can make, you know? Something... Oh, motherfucker. Someone's shooting at me on the left, and the bullets are hitting my right on the ground. It's from so far away you can't hear the report. I'm so stuffed up today, man. My allergies are going crazy. I'm not even gonna loot that building. Normally I hit the jackets, but I just want to get in. ASAP. Oh, motherfucker. Well, there goes an intel. Minus 4 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Intel Scav Case Runs. I always ADS down the hall and I expect someone to be at the end. I never would have expected someone to be 10 feet away from me, right in front of me. If he was standing up, I could have hit it, but he was crouched. I was not ready for that. That's tough. GG Mommy Milky's 420. They get those. That's all them. That's tough. This one could be good, though. What are intel right now? 314k is not bad. We'll call it 300. It's a deagle raid right there, baby. Okay. That could be fun. That could be fun. How much are these going for? 105. We might as well just therapist sell it. He's going for 19.8. Yeah, we might as well just... Yup. And hope that sells quickly. Yes, it did. Okay. This is the next kit. Got 130k to work with. Yeah. You guys get to watch the build from the start then. Let's do copper solid, just half the price for just a little bit of pen loss. And then we're gonna go Ragman. Surely there's a bugger I can hit for one of the. Actually, these might go for low for some reason. No, okay, they're 20 still. Shit. What map? I'm gonna go Shoreline again. I just want to get 1 or 2 good Shoreline runs. Alright. It's the kit. A hemo. Alright. What a beautiful kit to run Shoreline with. This is gonna make me rich. I hope you guys are ready to witness greatness. Okay. I will make Shoreline my bitch. I hear the shore, which is not good. That means that we got the tunnel spawn. Okay. This is the real trial. If I'm getting camped, I'm getting camped. I don't care. I think I hear someone inside. Okay. This is horrifying. I hate looting this hallway first. Will you fucking open the door? Yeah, it's a cat. It's not even worth dying for. No red card. What a shame. No meds for me either. What a brutal run. 1 bag, okay. Oh, beautiful. It sounds like it's in managers. Oh, it's right under me. Hurry, 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 hurry. Oh! Yoink. Ladies and gentlemen, we have profit. Beautiful. That's huge. Best map in the game? I know, I love Shoreline, man. I mean, Streets is better, but the loot got hit so hard, it's not even worth it anymore. They're still beefing behind me, man. Fine. Y'all can have that. I'm going West Wing next. I won't even loot the bottom floor, I don't care. Let's check for the red card quick. In and out. It's scripted. Let's fucking go. Light out or Shoreline, baby. Friendship ended with Street. Shoreline is my new best friend. Let's fucking go. Alright, West Wing. You can do better than that. I think I have 6. No, I have 8, don't I? I think on PvP I have 8. Yeah, that's awkward. Close. Another Linux. Bro, I'm so unlucky. They're still just beefing in West, bro. Yoink. We can die happy. This is a beautiful run. Oh. There's glass on that side. He might have been coming in. Let's just start moving. Yeah. Creature. There's still another guy somewhere though, which is kind of a problem. Oh, he was doing Punisher. That's crazy. He's crouched on the fucking glitch, bro. Skill issue. Man. Why'd I have to miss the first headshot? Maybe I didn't even miss it. I was using copper solids. So I was a bounce off a tier 3 helmet. That sucks. I heard him walk up to the door and I thought he was about to open the key, which is why I peeked, but then he kicked it instead. And that just cooked me. But it's all good. Lennox and a GPU in the bag. That is our intel runs done for the day, unfortunately, but we had one good one. Makes up for both of the losses. I'll wait for those to sell. After that whiffing with the deagle and getting clotheslined by a little creature off spawn, I had to move on from intel runs for the day, but later that night off stream, I finally found my footing on Shoreline. After selling off everything but an HK from the next intel, we were sitting at just over 230k rubles. I built up a pretty standard budget HK, and I hit the barter for the SPPC V2 as well from Ragman. I also got my hands on some basic meds and tac 2s, and then I dumped the remaining rubles into a sling bag, just in case I find something a little bit bigger than my rig can hold. With everything set, I embarked on what was soon to be my best intel Shoreline run. We got our hands on some bag and ear upgrades, as well as a thick bag full of loot. After punting off my spoils, I was sitting at just over 500k from this run, and I made a few more much needed upgrades to the HK build as well. After that, I upgraded my backpack, picked up a bastion and a shadow mask, and with an extra 200k in the bank, I got right back to the health resort and put my investments to good use. With a full bag and nearly 40 keys of gear and valuables on me, I decided to head off and reset another run where I crossed paths with the first to fall under my reign over the health resort. These poor men were just trying to get their Iskras and gas hands for the starter wipe, but it's really hard to convince the voices to stop when I see two potentially full backpacks right in front of me. For the sake of time, I didn't sell off the entire haul from this run, but on top of the unsold loot here, we're now resting on a comfortable 500k ruble profit going into the third raid of the run. I assumed it was due to my running these raids at 2 AM on a weekday, but I didn't see a single player in this raid. We managed to fill our bag with a beautiful assortment of loot, including this GPU that I pulled out of manager's office. I emptied everything into the stash, and since it was getting a bit late for me, I ended up putting everything up for sale and got off for the night. When I got back on from work the next day, Ragman had another 1.3 mil for me, topping off our profits at 3.5 mil as we head into raid number 4, where I did end up running into a situation before I could even step foot into the resort. I've watched this back a few times now, and it really feels like my head shouldn't have been visible when I got hit, so we'll just chalk this up to another classic Tarkov desync moment. I've already teased a handful of my run's unfortunate conclusions, but there are a few that really did hurt more than others. In a bit here, I'll show off how I managed on streets and labs as well, but I want to take a second to pay my respects to some of the most painful examples of my runs getting cut short. I was incredibly confused at this run as we spawned a full minute and a half into raid. This isn't too out of the ordinary as it's been happening a lot this wipe, but on top of that, the door right in front of me here was already open. This door should spawn closed and it always has for me in the past, which means that not only did I spawn late into the raid, but I also spawned in the same exact spot that another player had already spawned into. I've never seen this before and I didn't think it was even possible, but apparently you don't actually take too long to load in and spawn in late, but they just shoehorn you into an existing raid that they've already started. Not that it mattered as I missed every single bullet on the guy who spawned in the same spot anyways, but it's incredibly weird to me that it's possible to spawn late into a raid in the same spot that someone else already spawned in. I also had these 2 streets runs where I did end up getting a rate of progress first, and then I reinvested that into upgrades. They both ended just shy of 2 mil in profit though, so I figured I'd run a couple more until I got a bit farther along in one of them. Which brings us to this kit. Getting my hands on high quality 7.6239 and 5.1 has been a little bit expensive, especially when you're on a budget, so I decided that I'd use the Uzi from this case as the foundation for the kit. You've probably noticed that pretty much all of my starter gun builds use this Crochette sight. It's very cheap and it has a solid reticle, so it's really my early wipe go-to and my budget kit go-to. After the gun sold, I had a bit extra to spend, so I went with some more standard meds, a lighter rig, a mid-sized bag, a pair of gishes, and a packer to top it off. It's definitely not ideal, but there are so many opportunities to make upgrades to your gear on streets that I wasn't really too worried about the rigger armor situation going into the runs, as long as I'd have a bag on my back to hold the goodies. Thanks to the marked room and some dead scavs, we made some sizable upgrades to our ears and rig. I also picked up a beautiful U-lock too. I know there might be some of you who don't think that it makes sense to be able to hit these valuable key rooms or even the marked rooms in these 0 to hero style videos, but the cool thing is that I literally made it all up to have fun, so I'm gonna keep using the keys to get loot in my bag because it sounds a lot more fun than loading in every raid and filling it up with nuts and bolts. Anyways, after picking up a shadow mask and some nades, our profit, including all the free gear upgrades that we've had so far, is just over 760k going into raid number 2. In an absolutely beautiful finish to an already juiced run, we managed to pull my first duffel bag GPU of the wipe right before extracting through sewer. The raw valuables sold for almost a mil, so before the GPU and a couple other items sell off, we're already sitting at a liquid 1.9 mil, even after the bag and rig upgrades I picked up to run through the third raid. I got caught in the check 13 corner of the map fighting off NPC and player scavs for a while, so even though we made it through this close call with an impact nade, I didn't have much time or remaining meds to loot with, so my bag was barely half full as I dipped out through Stylo Elevator. At least while we were in that raid, the remaining loot from earlier sold, so our cash stack is just over 4 mil now. And since we've pretty much achieved a meta kit, I won't have to reinvest anything from this point on back into our gear set, meaning that every single piece of loot that I pick up from here until the end of the run is just going to be raw rubles added to the profit pile. With both the marked rooms and check 15 under my belt that run, the ruble stack was nearly 5.4 mil. I realized I was still rocking the Crochet site, so I upgraded to a Boss XE and slapped a frog stock on that bad boy before embarking on what would end up being our final street trade of the run. finally pulled a biddy out of check 15, which only took over 20 uses since the last one that I found in there. In addition to the rest of the loot from that raid, I also got my hands on a labs card. My inner loot goblin was begging to run the kit we've built up over the last 5 raids into a higher risk, higher reward kind of environment. And I just didn't have it in me to upset the little guy, so I strayed from the light and I prepared my bags to be filled with labs loot. I'll review the clip again in a second here, but just to start it off, notice how right here where he swings the corner and mag dumps into the wall, it's pretty much right where I'm standing, but just behind the wall instead of the doorway where you'd normally shoot if you were trying to pre-fire someone that was on the other side of it. Looking back, it feels a bit weird, and I was playing for the second set of footsteps that I heard down the hall when you can hear all the bullets of the guy that killed me hit the wood of the box that I was hiding behind, as they were hitting me as well. I don't really love to call cheats in the game too much, as it really devalues the experience and your own skill progression if you attribute all of your losses to external factors, but it just didn't feel right to lose a run on labs in a fight that didn't feel like it ended with a mistake on my end. So after selling off my spoils, which did level off at like 7.2 mil, I got the urge to go back and do right by my goblin this time, so I finally decided to send the intel kits on some pure labs runs. The decision started on this run where I got a labs card from it, and for the first few runs here, I could afford a labs entry card with my kit, so I would sell my gear off and buy one, but I realized after dying 12 seconds into this run that I literally made the challenge up myself, and just like I'm entering the raid with colored cards on me, I can just decide that I'm allowed to enter the labs run with a labs card without spending my limited budget on an access card as well. So I did just that, and for a few days, I used profits from my less successful runs to cover the cost of a handful of access cards, and every 4 hours, I endured peak time weekend labs, with some of the goofiest kits that most of my adversaries have probably ever seen on that map. My first labs kit was pretty standard. I just slapped a Crochet on the UMP, picked up a micro rig, some tier 3 armor, a pillbox bag, and a standard set of meds. I didn't expect too much out of a UMP kit, but labs really never disappoints as long as you can survive through the first 5 minutes. With a GPU in my pouch and a handful of stims in my injector's case, it was over. I had a taste of the labs loot on an intel run, and there was no way I was going back. After being absolutely disrespected for that thick boy kit, I started upstream and immediately had to face off against the Sun God too. Where is he? Bro, fuck the flashlights. We got the intel though. We got the intel profit. That's all that matters. What the fuck, man? I love flashlights so much. Dude, come on. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah, he's respectable. He just never stops. What a fucking creature. Absorb armor 130. Dude, like, what did I even hit? What a run. I'm not even mad, bro. We got the intel banked. We are chilling. Okay. Intel banked. The cool part is now I get to sell my ammo back too, because I'm broke and I need to. So it's 308k profit on the intel because we got another one to back it up. Beautiful. Almost 17 confidence, bro. He was feeling himself. I get it, dude. I'd feel myself too if I was walking around with a Defender and a fucking Alton and an M60. That's the only way to play the game. This is where the money's at. Scav case. That is not money. With 3 deaths in a row in labs, I decided to slow down a bit and take it back to streets one last time. But as you're also about to see, the little goblin in my head just would not let me stay off of labs for more than a raid. We'll go do a normal streets run real quick. Oh, jeez. We're 30 seconds late. I love that for me. It's a foggy day, so my scope is useless. Oh. No cards, that's rude as hell. No actual loot, just guns, as per usual. Oh, that's actually big. Oh, you can't put a mag in your ass. Cool. Well, that's gone forever. I don't have any grenades, so I don't know what I plan to do about Kaban, but where's the nade box that's close? Maybe I go to post office quick and check nade boxes there. Sheldon, brother, that's what I'm saying, man. It is a fucking wongus kind of day. I think we're all feeling it. I'm glad you said it. Another armor upgrade? Oh, we take those. Do that for now. Oh. I mean, I have the grenades. I could go clear the camp now. We'll check 15 quick. Get our grubby little hands on some loot really quick before we die for it. The camp is going to be annoying to clear with the scope. Those tech spawns have been empty this whole wipe. It's a shame. Used to get like a GP or a Tetris in that room. Like every 3 to 4 raids. Fucking euros on the disc. 2 euro spawns and an ES lamp is criminal. Okay, we got a Reezy. And a teapot. That'll have to do. Can guards have flashlights, or was that a guy? They can? Uh-oh. Did I just waste it? Okay. Situate my inventory properly here for a second. Beautiful. Okay. That looks good to me. Hopefully you guys didn't need the PKP. That's tough. Please give me the key. That's not the key. That's not the key. Rage going pretty good. We just killed a duo after they killed Kaban. 145 to 50, brother. What? Oh. Don't mind if I do. Rest in peace, Korund. It's been an honor. We are juice now, though. Okay. Little PKP'er. Free one for the boys. I've dropped their guns so they can get them back through insurance. We take those. And now I can run around with a little PKP. Like I said, my inner loot goblin has the reins on like 90% of the decisions I make in this game, so we iced out the PKP and immediately put it to work in the loot mines on labs. This is gonna go perfectly. I've never seen me lose these. We're about to gift somebody their Gunsmith 25 completion. Someone else have a PKP? What the fuck is that gun? that a 4 stims black room? I didn't check middle, did I? 5 stims black room. Is that for real? I risked my life for this shit. Alright, green card, first use. Show me the money. That's money. Okay. That's not money. That's not money. Let's do that. Okay. Search for another labs card? Oh, come on. I'm not gonna go hit drawers on the streets with a PKP. You're out of your mind. We'll sell out the stems, buy a new labs card, and come back in. We're ready to go. Whoa. No one in the same correct spot. We're out of there. Hopefully I spawn on the yellow side, so I can loot that side. See a little bit more than just stims, and fight people. Spawning on black is tough, because like, if you get in the room first, pretty much no one pushes you. Unless they're gamer chair, and everyone just runs away. Like they did in that raid. It's goofy. We ended that first one with another 500k worth of profit after fully upgrading our kit, so this is pretty much just in the bank no matter what happens here. Ready for the lab. I am juicy, bro. That's terrifying. Oh, the same spawn. Actually, this is the spawn that I died at last time, because I went to yellow and then got shot in the side of the head. Which is what we're gonna do again. Night night. Ooh. No red card. Whoa. What's he yapping for, man? God dang. Bro would not shut up. Alright, we'll take a bigger bag. Put our arm back on and go loot the guy down in the garage. And then we'll go dark offices, I guess, through Snake. Don't mind if I do. Ew. Just quit Apex? Man, I just got into it this week. I'm having fun. Hit diamond? Yeah, I played like 3 days and I hit plat from scratch because I had to restart my rank completely, pretty much. Normally I do just hit like high diamond, low master, and then call it a wipe. And then don't play it for another year. Someone is looting dark. I could gamble if they come this way and just rat Snake. Or I could go try to loot cat quick and dip. I just don't know what these guys looted. They took so long to get over here. They came from that way. They could have hit cat or they could have just gone straight from red. We'll listen for another minute here. He's not dead. He is dead. That's crazy. I suck so bad. I thought the body in the door was his. I didn't know there was two. Fuck, man. That's tough. I hope he enjoys the loot. Yeah, there was two. That's tough. This is just not a Solo's world. It is what it is. See, that's the thing is I thought I saw that body in the doorway after my first spray. So I stopped. And then I saw him re-peek and I was like, oh, maybe he was just sitting close to the door and I wasn't hitting him. I don't know. Something in my brain was just not computing. I thought the door body was his. I figured surely he would have looted darks quicker if there was two of them. With duos or trios, yeah, it is what it is. That's the hard part about labs is you're pretty much forced to fight. Like on streets and Shoreline, you can kind of rat. You can get around the map, but if you want loot on labs, if you don't want them to get it all first, you have to fight. Oh well. Alright. The all-in has failed us, but thanks to splashing and a little bit of RNG, getting that 5.56 out of the raid 2. That's all of our loot. 600k from an intel, which is going for like 355. I guess we doubled our money. We had a little bit of fun. We got to use the PKP on labs, you know, that's the heart of it. As fun as it is to make money, it's more fun to run around labs with a PKP and miss 80% of the bullets that you shoot. Yikes. I was looking over the footage and starting to organize this video, but I just felt like it was missing something, so I got back and tried my hand at one more marathon run. After that narrow escape from a fellow rat, I finally made my way onto a map that I could start building my loot up on. With my backpack stuffed to the brim and some absolutely beautiful loot from streets, I decided to extract with what I had and take my newly upgraded gun and kit into labs and try to get my grubby little hands on some real loot. I must have startled the guy who left his bag in here, or he was just feeling generous today because he did leave me a little bit of a treat in Violet. Winning a couple fights and being rewarded with a bag full of loot, as well as a LEDX in my pouch, felt incredible. This is why I love running challenges like this mid to late wipe, and that's just because a raid like this is at most par for the course when you're loading into raids, full gear, meta guns, meta ammo, every single raid, all day like I used to. But investing everything that I've found in the last 2 raids into upgrades that do end up saving you in a fight and bringing home another 2 to 3 mil is just an untouchable feeling. Obviously it's not even close to the feeling of a 4 Bitcoin Streets raid while you're trying to fill a scav box with them, but with the state of Streets loot right now, it's pretty doubtful that we'll ever see more than 1 to 2 of those a wipe anymore. There really isn't much that you can do to beat a raid like that last one, but we did manage to find a quick little GPU at the start of the next raid before I encountered the most insane whiff-off I've ever been a part of.
die.
I don't think I've ever missed 2 full clips point blank and won a fight, but it didn't take long for karma to balance things out for me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Taking a peek at the post-raid stats here, I'm really reminded of why we all go the extra mile grinding out trader levels and questing ASAP to unlock meta ammo at the beginning of wipe. I landed 28 bullets and only got 1 kill that entire raid. It was only a 4.4 mil profit at the end of all those raids, but it was really fun to progress from a base kit to a full labs build and closing out the series on my own terms, or at least by my own mistake. I really did have fun with these runs. Every single fight that I won felt so much more satisfying as a player, as well as much more impactful to my short-term progression on that intel run. If you're still in the game this far into wipe, and you're just looking for something a bit more engaging than running meta kits for 8 to 9 raids in a row before logging off every single day, I would 100% recommend giving this a shot at least once or twice a day, maybe for a weekend or something, just on your favorite map. I can't promise success of any kind, but at the very least, it'll give you a little bit more oomph to your experience every few raids. As much fun as I had over the last 2 weeks running these raids, I'm finding myself a bit unenthused to return to the standard Tarkov experience, and running a hardcore just doesn't sound up my alley this time around. With the new leaks for Old School RuneScape dropping in the last week of November, I have a few weeks to work on my next series, which should hopefully scratch that loot itch that I've been feeling for a while now. I haven't made any content on the PvE account at all yet, but as I was recording this, I was also knocking out the remaining quests for Kappa on the PvE account. I have a pretty lofty goal for the account that should make for an experience that'll be both fun to play and fun to make content for, so if everything goes according to plan, I should be able to get at least 1, maybe 2 episodes out right before the league starts at the end of November, and then I'll get some leagues videos out as well. So if you liked what you saw here today, and the PvE loot progression series or the OSRS leagues videos sound like something you'd be interested in, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you there. That's all I have for you today though. See you.